Hey everyone, and welcome. If you've spent any time on the internet lately, you've probably felt it. The way we find information is changing. And honestly, it's changing fast. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden force that's driving this huge transformation and what you really need to know to get ahead of the curve.
And look, that's not just hype. We're talking about a massive change. The old playbook for getting your stuff seen online, what we've all called SEO for years, is basically being rewritten from the ground up by artificial intelligence. To really succeed in this new world, you have to learn to speak its language.
So, what does this new language, this new world even look like? Well, it all starts with a huge shift in what a search engine is even for. For decades, their job was simple. Give you a list of links, and you do the work. But AI is turning them into something completely different. They're becoming answer engines. Think about it. Instead of that classic page of 10 blue links you have to click through and piece together yourself, you now get a direct answer synthesized right at the top of the page. The AI does the reading for you. It looks at a bunch of sources and just gives you one solid response. Now, this creates a huge challenge, but also a massive opportunity. And that, right there, is the critical question. If the AI is the one creating the answer, how do you make sure that your information is what it decides to use? How do you become one of its trusted sources? Well, the answer lies in a concept that's about to become your new best friend. To get noticed by these AI systems, you have to speak their language. And that language is called structured data. You can think of it as the secret code that lets your website talk clearly and directly to all these new AI tools. The best way to picture structured data is like invisible scaffolding around all your content. A human visitor won't see a thing, but for an AI, it provides all this crucial context. It's like putting up little digital signposts that say, hey, this number here, that's a price, or this block of text is a step-by-step instruction. It's not about keywords anymore, it's about defining actual concepts. Here is a perfect example to show you what I mean. On the left, a traditional search engine just sees a jumble of words. It's just text. But on the right, thanks to structured data, an AI understands every single piece. It doesn't just see 30 minutes. It knows, okay, that is the cook time. That clarity is everything. You're basically pre-digesting your information for the AI. So how is this actually done? Well, it really boils down to two key parts. Schema.org is like the official dictionary. It provides all the standardized terms you can use. And JSON LD is the grammar. It's the specific format that Google recommends for putting it all together. And don't worry, you do not need to be a master coder to get started with this. Now that schema.org library is huge. So the good news is you don't need to know all of it. The key is to focus your efforts. So let's look at the specific types of schema that are going to give you the most impact right out of the gate. With so many options, it's easy to wonder, where do you even begin? Well, we can break it down to 5 essential schema types that almost any website out there could benefit from, like right now. These 5 cover most of the basis. If you have a blog, you should be using the article schema. Selling products, product schema is an absolute must. And those last 2, FAQ and how-to, oh man, those are pure gold for getting your content pulled directly into those AI-generated answers. And of course, organization schema helps the AI know exactly who you are. Okay, so that's the theory. Now let's look at how this is already playing out in the real world. Because this isn't some far-off future thing, it is happening right now on the biggest platforms you use every day. The most obvious example, of course, is Google's AI overviews. You've definitely seen them. They're those AI-generated summaries that pop up at the top of a lot of search results, trying to answer your question without you ever having to click a link. Now, Google will tell you that you don't technically need special markup to show up here, but in practice, it's a whole different story. Pages with really clear, well-structured content, especially using those FAQ and how-to schemas, make it incredibly easy for Google's AI to just grab their information and cite them. It gives you a huge leg up on the competition. And this trend goes way beyond just Google. When ChatGPT needs up-to-the-minute info, it taps into the Bing search engine, pulls real-time data from all over the web, and then synthesizes all of it into an answer. Now here's something that's a real game changer. People have noticed that ChatGPT will sometimes cite a page that's ranked lower in search results simply because its content is structured better. That is huge. It means that the technical clarity of your content can sometimes be more important than traditional ranking signals. It's all about making it easy for the machine. And the list just goes on. You've got other major players like Perplexity AI and Anthropic's Claude. They're all building their own answer engines.
and they all rely on high-quality, well-structured content from the web to make them work.
So what's the common thread here? It's actually pretty simple. All of these platforms are consuming web content, and they all have a strong preference for information that is clear, authoritative, and really well annotated. And structured data is, by far, the single best way to check all three of those boxes.
So, you get the why and you get the how. Let's wrap this up with the most important first step you can take to start future-proofing your content, like today. If you only take one single thing away from this whole explainer, please make it this: implement your structured data using JSON LD. It's the format Google prefers, it's the most flexible, and it is the modern standard for making your content make sense to an AI.
Ultimately, that's what this is all about. With this one step, you're moving past an era where we just wanted our content to be found. In the age of AI, we need it to be deeply understood by the machines that are quickly becoming the new gatekeepers of information.
And that's the final thought I really want to leave you with. Take a hard look at your own content and your strategy and ask yourself that question. Because in this new world of answer engines, being understandable, well, that's the new superpower. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.